What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods, where we have former U of MMA champion Pius Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus, and I am According to Woods, and we are going to break down UFC Vegas 22, headlined by Kevin Holland and Derek Brunson. But Voodoo, what's going on, my man?
What's good with you, man? Just doing that thing that we do, man. That parenthood thing, run
That
there,
thing.
run here, run here, run there. Same old, same, different day, man.
Same old, same different day. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Now it's funny. Shout out to our good friend of the show, Jesse Velasquez, because he actually sent me a video. I think it was on ESPN or UFC's Instagram page. Did you know how much shit that Kevin Holland talks in between, like during the fight? I had no idea. They have an isolated
Mr.
mic
Big
of
Mouth.
just him. Yeah. And it's funny because he corroborated because he was like, I trained with that dude like 5 years ago before he was in the UFC in Ontario, California. And he was doing the same shit in training. So that is him. He's not doing a gimmick. That is him. And he's going up against Derek Brunson. I can't remember the last time I heard a engaging Derek Brunson interview. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but they couldn't be polar opposites.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sometimes opposites attract, right? So this is what we have. One will sell the fight, and the other one will be the dancing partner, and then we'll see
Yeah.
who wins.
Did you start off the night by quoting Paula Abdul? Opposites attract. That's what we did here. Two steps forward, two steps back. Something, something, opposites attract. Anyway, yeah, you guys didn't come in for my lack of vocal stylings. What you came for is fight. So, right off
That's
the
right.
bat, we're getting into JP Buys out of South Africa. 9-2, number one flyweight is as regarded by the good old Tapology. JP Buys
Hmm.
is a young savage, which is weird because he's South African. You would think that you would stray away from the savage moniker, but nope, not for JP Buys. Not at all. You know? And he could be JP Best Buys. That would have been awesome, but I don't know what the Best Buy scene is there in South Africa. But he's going up against the 10-5-2 Bruno Silva of Brazil. Now,
Hmm.
Bruno Bulldog Silva, last time we saw him in the cage, I mean, he's a fight ready guy. So that's Arizona with Eric Alcerban and Henry Cejudo and what have you. But
Hmm.
he's actually lost his first two. I mean, so basically, he him and Khalid Taha basically went to a no contest way back at UFC 243 in 2019,
Hmm.
and then he goes 0-2, or I guess it would be 0-2-1.
Hmm.
Um, a loss over David Dvorak and Tagir
Hmm.
Ulanbekov, right?
Hmm.
So, and then we go over to the young Savage, which again, for my money, he should be JP Best Buys. But
Hmm. Hmm.
we again 9-2 record. His last win actually came on the Dana White's Contender Series of last
Hmm.
year, late last year in November, and he won by
Yeah.
guillotine choke, right? So and he's a LFA
Hmm.
veteran. So I mean, this theoretically is his UFC debut.
Yes.
I'm gonna call it for Best Buys. I mean the young
Yeah.
Savage, but Best Buys.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. I mean, there's something to be said about one's record. One is on a two-fight losing skid. The other one is on a what? Four, five-fight win streak.
Yep.
So I mean, momentum is real. Momentum is real because this particular type of momentum, when you have a five-fight win streak, this is something you can lay down as your foundation and build a house upon. The other fella, his two fight losing streak, one no contest.
Yeah.
There is no foundation there, right? So pressure is on him to win the fight. Otherwise, he's gonna be gone. Dana White don't play. You know what I mean? So since he has most of the pressure on him, I'm gonna have to go with the young AP buys to bring this one home. I'll say split decision.
Split decision. I like it. I'm gonna say
Mhm.
second round KO. Second round KO for Bryce. I
Okay.
I'm just saying, you
All
know.
right.
And
I'm
Don
feeling
McGuire says, "I want Voodoo at 170, no holds barred." Right, and because he's got the free flow, which just heaping nothing but good healing to the good brother Don McGuire. Our hearts are with you. I know you had a rough post surgery road, but you're gonna kick out. There ain't no 1, 2, 3 for you. There ain't no submission
uh-huh.
here. No, that's not what we're doing. We're gonna have
Uh-huh.
Don McGuire for the next 30 years. That's what I'm gonna say. That's
Yes.
my since we're doing
Yes.
predictions and trajectories. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing. So, yeah, that's my pick for one Don McGuire. So,
I
yeah,
I got 30 pounds to go, Don. I got 30 pounds to go. And then I'll see you at 170, my brother, all day.
all day, all day, all day. Now, this one I'm actually really excited for, right? And not just because, and he says, I'm hoping my brothers,
Mhm.
no, we're going to will it to happen. We're going to speak it into existence. That's what we're doing here. Now,
That's right.
this one,
It's gonna happen.
absolutely, I think this actually might be a contender for the fight of the night because we have
Mhm.
Julia Stoliarenko, right? 9-4 out of I mean a country that's colors
Mhm.
looks like one of those like crazy Neapolitan not ice cream gelato is what I want
Lithuania.
to go. Lithuania. Wow, that's cool.
Kaunas,
Yeah,
Lithuania.
yeah, which might be like Kansas, Louisiana in just Lithuanian. I
Something
don't
like
know.
that.
Uh, yeah, but she's going up against somebody who I've personally seen her strength and bore witness to it as she threw me across the room. One Julia Avila. This fun story. I
Mhm.
thought I'm bigger, so I'm rolling with you. Blah blah blah. Well, Julia basically picks me up and like throws me. She just pivots her hips and throws me like way across the room, landing at the feet of my wife. And my wife was like, "What are you doing?" So she was my wife said, "Stop playing." I think that was her exact words, and I was just like, "I'm not." Which yeah, but Julia, the raging panda, relocated to the Oklahoma scene, not California, Oklahoma, USA. Right. We've got the number 15th and the number 20th ranked bantamweights in the female bantamweight division. I think this is amazing, right? We've got a Lithuanian who just, I mean, she doesn't know how to lose. I mean, she did lose her promotional debut against Yana Kunskaya, uh,
Koneskaya. Mhm.
right? Another Invicta veteran, but also
Mhm.
Julia is also. This is a battle of the Julias. I think this is funny. Julia
Mhm.
Avila and Stoliarenko. But I'm going home team all the way, right? Even though
Me too.
the Lithuanian Yulia has had. I remember her. Like, she was on the Ultimate Fighter. Duh. That's what she
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I'm
I'm
still
still
going
going
with.
with I'm still going with the scientist, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So,
Never
home
bet
team.
against a scientist.
Yeah. Like, that's home team all the way. So, do you think it's going to be a decision or do you think Julia
It's not
Avila is going to get a submission?
j- just like you predicted. It's gonna be a tough fight. Okay, it's gonna be a tough fight. It might be a split decision win.
Okay.
The Lithuanian has something to prove, right? And
Hmm.
and the stress is actually on Avila. to turn around the previous loss. So stress is on her. The Lithuanian is coming in, nothing to lose, right? She's coming in against an already established fighter, so she's gonna be bringing all her A game. So
Okay.
Avila, on the other hand, has to be play it safe,
Yeah.
and make sure she comes out of it with a W. So split decision doesn't get the knockout. It's gonna be a split decision win.
And this is for Julia Avila or Stolorienko?
Avila,
Avila?
Avila,
Okay.
Avila
I got
with
it.
the split decision win.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, Don McGuire says Raging Panda.
That's right.
He's shot most of her career. She's crazy good. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's a former teammate. Like,
Hmm.
I actually, and yes, bro, if you don't pick Julia Avila Shumate by KO, and yes, that is it. I actually I was there when her husband Cody Shumate first started, training, and now he's in her corner. But I mean, I know her. I mean, she was always going to fight, but she hadn't started her career. So it's crazy to think, like now she's in the UFC. So proud of that one. She makes a mean vegan jerky, which you don't think is awesome. It's awesome. Like shout out to Panda Jerky, which I don't know if she does anymore. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Don McGuire. You say split decision. I'm gonna say she wants a KO, second round KO.
All day, every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Now, and she broke her finger in half and still wanted to fight.
In half.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, it's yeah, yeah.
Tough.
I remember that like it was in hanging in the glove or something like that. Yeah, it was gnarly, gnarly. I think that was on the Oklahoma. That might have been pre-Invicta, but Don will probably refine it. But yeah, I remember seeing the posts, and yeah, she's gnarly. She's that gal, and it's not even like girl. Like this person has no quit. She just happens to be a girl. Like it's that. Like she's awesome. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was an Invicta. Thank you, Don. Yeah, so it was Invicta. So you got Julia Alvala by split decision. I've got her by second round KO. We'll see. We'll see. And yes, you. Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have Montel Jackson 9-2 against friend of the show, Jesse Strader 5-1, out of the Palmdale Santa Clarita area. I got, you know what? A lot of people are picking Montel Jackson, and after his last outing in the UFC, why not? But the thing about it is, the thing that Quick hasn't accounted for, one thing that the Vegas odds maker haven't accounted for, is the fact that he's facing Jesse Strader, arguably one of the best bantamweights not in the UFC, and he's in the UFC now. Right now, obviously, Montel Jackson lost a unanimous decision to Brett Johns in July of last year. I think Jesse Strader is just the guy to expose Montel Jackson's weaknesses.
Yes, I agree with you. Jesse Strader, he's one of those fellas that he's ready to go to hell, man. He's ready to
Hmm.
go as far as you want to go. He's ready to go as far as you want to go, Mister Montel Jordan. You know what I mean? So this is how we do it. If that's how you want to do it, he's ready to do it, Mister Montel. So bring your A game. Jesse's gonna bring his, and he'll meet you dead center, and then we'll see what happens. But
Absolutely.
I got I got Jesse Strader
How's it happening?
by split decision because
Split decision.
Jordan Montel Jackson, yeah, Montel Jackson is not going to be an easy a walkthrough, okay? Because he's already established in the UFC, so he understands the ropes already. It would probably take Jesse a round to figure it out. This is why it's going to be a split, and then he's going to put it all together in the second and third, and it's over with.
Okay. I got Strader KO third round. That's what I'm
Yeah,
going. Yeah.
I like that. I like
Yes. And
that.
Don McGuire says I got Strader. Strader's
Yeah,
fight IQ
yeah,
has gotten unreal, 100%, right? And KO round two.
yes,
So, yep,
yes, yes,
absolutely. So,
yes,
again, you've got
yes.
split decision or unanimous.
I got split. I got split
Okay, split decision for
because
you.
Jackson he's got something. Yeah.
Yes. Now,
Go
obviously,
ahead.
one Don McGuire's got KO round two for Strader, and I've got
All
third
right.
round KO because I'm taking both of your
All right.
guys' kind of deals into account. Yes, Montel Jackson is pretty tough to put away. You're not going to put him away quickly, but again, we just know the fire. I almost I harken back to CM Punk's first WWE theme by Killswitch Engage. The fire still burns. It burns in Jesse Strader. It burns him the fact that he had to stay out of the promotion so long, and this is his promotional debut. Not only does he want it, not only does he want to take Montel Jackson's head off, but he wants that $50,000 to kind of recuperate what he's lost by not being in the UFC. So Strader, third round KO, and it's going to be so devastating that it's going to be a $50,000 recipient.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
don't be surprised if this turns out to be fighter of the night. So this is my
Yep.
first candidate for fighter of the night.
See, I think that both of them, the Battle of the Julias as well as Strader Montel Jackson, yeah, that's got all the pickings, and we haven't even gotten. This is like still the prelims, and we've got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn, dude, like this card as well as next week's card. Oh, they're all bangers. Like this one, you know, this one is just yeah, okay. Like I'm really excited to talk about this card. This is amazing. So yeah, so Strader all the way, consensus pick. Shout out to Jesse Strader. Now,
Yes.
in the 185-pound division, we have Trevin Giles, 13-2 against the undefeated Roman Dolizé, right? Roland Dolizé coming out
Mm-hmm.
of Georgia, not the peaches and creamed Georgia, the other one, the country, the actual country, right? He's coming off of a win from against John Allen that happened in December, literally the last UFC card of 2020. All right, and then his promotional debut, he basically KO'd a motherfucker. So there's that. But on the other side of the bracket, we've got Trevin Giles, the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why he's a problem because he's coming off of a. Oh, you remember that KO of Bevon Lewis?
Yes.
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 Yes. And
Yes.
that fight was.
It looked it looked like he punched his brain right out of his ear.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah, man. Bevon was probably, getting his brain matter blubbering out of his ear canal. But yeah, and even I mean, this one is impressive. The fact that he's got a split decision win over James Krause. We know how tough
Mhm.
and just smart all around that James is. So, whew, what say you?
Well, it's always a customary to stick to something that isn't broken.
Hmm.
Roman here is 8-0, right? And if it ain't broke, why go against it? However,
Right?
there are some things that needs to be taken into account here. He usually fights. He's undefeated. Has a lightweight.
Hmm.
Usually he's a lightweight, but now this particular matchup is going to be at 185.
Yep.
155, 185. That means he took this fight on short notice, right?
Yep.
And Trevin Giles is a big man, already established as a 185er. Now we got this fella who walks around at maybe 190,
Hmm.
195,
Maybe in
fighting
the twos.
at
Yeah.
right, fighting at 185. His body's not accustomed to fighting at that weight.
Hmm.
There's something about cutting weight and that sinks the body into gear. And Trevin Giles has that advantage right now. Not only does he have a weight advantage, he's fighting where he's supposed to be fighting. Pretty much is
Right.
where I'm getting at. And I believe he has more experience when it comes to and more power. I will say he has more power. And in his last fight, he carried that power into the third round. So I'm
Hmm.
going with Trevin Giles to win this one by third round knockout again. back to back
Wow.
knockouts,
Wow. You know what? I'm going
back to back
Georgia.
knockouts.
I'm going Georgia. I'm going Roman. I'm going to go split decision.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. I'm
I
going
can
split
dig it.
decision.
I can dig
It's
it.
That's assuming that Roman can make weight. So, I mean, here we are on
That's
the Thursday
true.
before. Weigh-ins are tomorrow. So, at the time of this recording, weigh-ins are tomorrow. So, we'll know the answer to the question if Roman was able to kind of lump down, you know? So,
He should. He shouldn't have a problem since he's used to going to 155. You know,
right.
185 shouldn't be a problem. He should just walk on the scale with his clothes on and make weight.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. So this one is half and half. You've got Giles. I've got Roman. We will see. I can't believe I'm picking a Roman, especially heading into WrestleMania season when the Roman on the other side of the sports entertainment landscape. Even though he's done the best work of his career right now, I just garbage. Anyway. But we've got in the 155-pound division, we have Grant Dawson, nearly perfect record, 16-1 for the one and only Grant KGD Dawson. His last
Hmm.
time that we saw him in the cage, he had a unanimous decision, a win over Nad Nemarani, right?
Hmm.
Basically choked
Hmm.
out Derek Miner. Um, yeah, I mean, unanimous decision over Julian Arosa, a Ultimate Fighter alum, right?
Hmm.
And this is a Glory MMA guy. This is a James
Hmm.
Krause. You know, damn, why am I getting? I know it's Zach. Zach Cummings. Yeah, Zach
Hmm.
Cummings
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
guy, right?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
man, and he's going up against Leandro Santos out of Brazil.
Hmm.
18-3
Hmm.
and 1 is Leandro Santos, and
Hmm.
jeez, wins over Stevie Ray, a KO win
Hmm.
over Stevie Ray. Roman
Hmm.
Bagatov, unanimous decision. Kevin Lee beat
Hmm.
in 2015, uh, first round KO, and that was on the undercard of the Jose Aldo Conor McGregor card. So it looks to
Hmm.
me that he had. So it's kind of a weird one, right? So he had that win over Kevin Lee, right? Which
Hmm.
arguably is the biggest win
The
of his
biggest
career,
win. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
This is a guy who was on the Ultimate Fighter Brazil. You know, he
Hmm.
fought in the finals of the Ultimate Fighter Brazil season 2, and it looks to
Hmm.
me that he lost to yeah, he did lose to Santiago Ponzabibio,
Hmm.
right? But you know,
Hmm.
rebounds by basically beating Kevin Lee, but then has two canceled bouts in 2016. Both of them were supposed to be Evan Dunham, right? Both
Done.
in
Hmm.
May and
Hmm.
March. I mean, I'm sorry, May and June that year. Then comes
Hmm.
back in 2016 in September against Adriano Martins, right?
Hmm.
Then canceled fights with Nick Lenz and Oliver Alban Mercier. Yeah, and then sat out a lot of 2018
Hmm.
and then doesn't fight until he fights Stevie Ray, gets the KO there and unanimous decision. So
Hmm.
I don't know if there was an injury or a suspension or what have you, what was going on, but something was going on. Something was going on.
Hmm.
But on the other side of the bracket, Grant Dawson, Mr. KGD, right, is literally, he hasn't lost. He hasn't lost since like April of 2016, and that was on the regional scene. He's gotten wins in
Hmm.
Victory FC, KC Fighting Alliance, Dana
Hmm.
White's Contender
Hmm.
Series, you know, and he's been undefeated in the
Hmm.
UFC. So
Yeah.
there, that's what I got. I got Grant Dawson. I want to say split decision.
This particular one is gonna be the battle of the grapplers. I'm looking at there's not much knockouts or anything like that, but I do see rear naked chokes,
Mm-hmm.
heel hooks, and arm triangles, and all these things. There are occasional knockouts here for Mr. Leonardo Santos.
Yeah.
He's got some knockout power, and but his opponent, he's got some ground and pound. Grant Dawson, he's got
Yeah.
some ground and pound victories, right? But I don't see any knockouts. I don't see any knockouts. So on the feet, clearly the Brazilian has the advantage on feet. Actually, no. I do see knockout. I do see knockout,
Right.
but not as much as the Brazilian. Uh, all said and done, these two seem to be evenly matched. They're evenly matched. Leandro seems to have the most experience, so I'm gonna go with Leandro for the split decision.
Wow. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at
It's
that.
gonna be a
Not
lot
at
of
all.
grappling, man. It's gonna be
It
a lot of
is.
jujitsu.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Oh yeah.
jujitsu.
Yeah. Which yeah, so I've got so both decisions. Uh, I'm gonna go for the obviously Grant Dawson, and you're gonna go Leandro Santos. This is
Let's
good. I
go.
like it. I like it.
Hmm.
Now, one thing that we might see going is, and I hate to say it, this is a friend of Don McGuire. Actually, the first time I made an appearance on Don McGuire's radio show, uh, helped him basically interview one Belizean, well, the Belizean Marian Renault, and but she's, I mean, 9-6-1, right? She looked
Yes.
good. I mean, even though she lost to Raquel Pennington, Yana Kutskaya, right? Kat Zingano, but wins over Sarah
Hmm.
McMahon, um, Jessica Andrade, right? Yeah, so she's got some cool wins, and then fought Julia Avila back in 2012 at
Hmm.
TWC Impact. So that's
Hmm.
a fun one, right? That they fought. They're
Hmm.
both on this card, and they both fought each other on the regional scene. But
Hmm.
she's going up against Ultimate Fighter winner Macy Chiason, right? And
Hmm.
Chiason 6-1, nearly a perfect record, and that's 6-1 when we're not even going into the exhibition bouts over Laura Pacheco and Leah Letson. We're not even going there. Like we're only counting. I mean, realistically, she's got way more wins, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this might be the swan song for Marion Renault. And
Hmm.
incredible story. Marion Renault, a teacher, a wife, a mother. Like it sucks, And this is somebody who I believe she's in her 40s, right, and still
Hmm.
kicking ass. Um,
Hmm.
but Macy Chiasson is just. I mean, she's going to be a contender in a year's time, if not sooner than that.
Hmm.
So I've got Macy Chiasson
Hmm.
probably. You know what? To be honest with you, I mean, and I'm
Hmm.
looking like way far,
Hmm.
assuming Amanda Nunes has more than 3 fights in her. I would
Hmm.
say she faces Amanda. Like Chiasson can face Amanda. Not to say it's going to be great,
Hmm.
but she has the credentials to face
She's a
Amanda Nunes. So
contender.
yeah. So what say you?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Marion Renault.
Hmm.
She's 43, just like me, man. You know what I'm saying? She's letting you know that age is just a number, man. It's about what's beating inside here. You know what I mean? But in regards to her last three losses, all three are potential strikers,
Yeah.
right? And then Ashley Evans Smith, another striker. Holly Holmes, another striker. Julia Avila, serious striker. All of them have been serious strikers. And this young Macy Chiasson, shaping up to be another striker. Very young, but yet shaping up to be a striker. So um, I'm also guessing that this Macy will be the stronger of the two, more
Hmm.
durable of the two. She is on a winning record. She's got one fight win record against Shiny Young, like you mentioned. And if Macy is able to keep from going to the ground, she
Yep.
has an opportunity to win the match,
Yep.
right? She has an opportunity to win the match, and not only win it, get a stoppage. And I'm gonna give her
Yeah.
that stoppage in the third round.
Yeah. I because Renault, she's absolutely durable. You know, it's not like yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm actually gonna say third round KO.
I agree.
I yeah, I
I
think
agree.
yeah. I mean, and I hate to say it, but yeah, it's third round KO.
Yeah, I
Because
agree. I see that too.
Jason does have power in her hands, like real legitimate power as well as the youth. You know, so
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, it might not be good for Baron Renault, and that might be her
But
kind of. But
but if Marion is able to get it to the ground, it's
oh, it's a
over.
whole different story.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got Jason in this one. Different variants in terms of how it's gonna finish, but this one's a consensus pick of Jason for the win.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, I mean, as we get into the main card, and I love this because we have back to back female fights. So you know they're going to bring it, and we've already seen, you know, the Battle of the Julias. So this is like
Yes,
three female fights on this card. This is cool. This is cool. Now we've got
I like it.
Cheyenne Buys, former LFA, LFA veteran, right? She's an LA
Hmm.
veteran. 5-1
Hmm.
is her record. She is the warrior princess, not Lucy Lawless and Xena, but a different type of,
Hmm.
a different type of warrior princess. You know, she's also lost to, whoa, crazy enough, she lost to Vanessa Demopoulos, the former inaugural LFA strawweight champion, right? She lost to her at Tough Enough, Pack the Mac, back in
Yeah.
2017,
Yep.
because she sustained an elbow injury, right? So then she faces Helen Peralta, who's tearing things up in BKFC now. So I think it's just fun just to know that those things happen, right? And she's got LFA ties, she's got BKFC ties, just on the, just on who she's fought, right? Now on the other side, she is facing another fellow Invicta alumnus, Juan
Hmm.
Conejo, Montserrat Ruiz, who's 9-1.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ah, man, I love this. Now, obviously, Ruiz, her last win coming in Invicta, where she basically hit a key lock from a scarf hold, which is
Hmm.
nuts, but lost to Danielle Dynamite Taylor in
Hmm.
Invicta
Hmm.
33, right?
Hmm.
Literally 2 years before.
Hmm.
This one is, they almost have identical, right? 5-1,
Hmm.
and then what is it? Gosh, 9-1 for Montserrat. So
Yep.
I think this one goes to decision, and it could go either way. But I'm gonna
Yep.
throw my hat in with Montserrat Ruiz.
Okay.
She's training out there with King's MMA, so that says something to me. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. That's good. That's good. I like the fact that you chose Ruiz because I'm gonna go with Cheyenne, and
okay,
we'll see where we meet up. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one, I think
I like
there's
that.
so
And
yeah, it could go either way. Like, I'm not mad if you're right
exactly.
come
That's exactly
Sunday.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly why I went the other way. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be mad either way. But I do know
Yeah.
they're going to put on a show. I feel that from them.
Yeah.
You know. And and
Yeah.
the other day
There's
I
no
w-
there's
the other day I was actually listening to Rafael Cordero, and
yeah.
he was talking about hey man, my fighters, they come to kill, so
Yeah.
expect that. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting a war between these two ladies, and it should be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I want to see. I mean, just on that, and I love that you brought up Rafael Cordero because, like, if he's saying that about his fighters, right? Uh, just across the way in Fullerton, right? Because King's MMA is in Huntington Beach. The
Yes.
HQ. There's one in West Hollywood
Hmm.
too, but the
Yes.
HQ is essentially in Huntington Beach, right? And then in Fullerton, not too far away, is
Hmm.
CSW. And you talk to Ben Jones, he also says that he sends people in to kill. Like he's got
Let's
mercenaries
go.
essentially. So I would
Let's
love.
go.
It doesn't matter where it is. A CSW versus Kings MMA could happen in amateurs, could happen in pros. Doesn't matter where it happens because just knowing, and there's probably somebody will probably hit me back like it's happened before. Like I get it, but like them both saying that, like I want to see it. Like that's it.
Yeah. Most def. Most def. And he
Yeah.
was talking about he's trying to finish up with 30 and 3. Yeah. That was I forget the number that they're at right now, but he's going for 30 and 3. So shout out to Kings MMA, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. But moving up in weight, we have Max Payne Griffin of USA 16-8, right?
Hmm.
Going
Hmm.
up against the assassin, Keenan Song. Keenan Song is 16-5, right? With wins over Kalen Porter, Derek Krantz, Hector
Hmm.
Aldana, Bobby Nash, been in there with Brad Riddell. And that actually
Hmm.
happened way back in 2017 at the
Yes.
Glory of Heroes event, right? But
Hmm.
on the other side, we've got Max Payne Griffin. And that is a name that is synonymous with, MMA
Hmm.
because there's, I mean, even amongst the casuals, the name Max Payne
Yep.
Griffin.
Pain.
Yeah. And basically, KO'd the elbow to the ear of Ramiz Braramaj, right?
Yeah.
Then, but he's got losses to Alex Morano, Alex Oliveira, Thiago Alves, Curtis
Hmm.
Melender, beat
Hmm.
Mike Perry. Thank God,
Hmm.
people. Everybody
Hmm.
needs to beat Mike Perry, including I think we've got a friend that's fighting Mike Perry uh, in Mike Perry's next outing, which I think it's fun. I can't
Who's
remember
he
who it
fighting?
is. I want to say yes, Daniel Rodriguez against Mike Perry. Let's fucking go. That's what I want. KO
Yeah,
will
we already know
send.
who we're going for.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. So even still, it's crazy because Max Payne Griffin, even though he's a name that is synonymous with a lot of MMA fans, every
Hmm.
time he goes up against top tier talent, aside from the Platinum Mike Perry, right?
Hmm.
All the names he loses to names, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
going against Max in this one. I'm going with
Hmm.
Keenan Song, and Keenan
Me
Song
too.
probably. Yeah, I want to say that'll. I believe Keenan could actually, and you got to remember the miles that Max Griffin has put on his body en route to his
Hmm.
wins. So
Hmm.
I want to say that Keenan Song is probably gonna second round KO, and like not just KO, but like stiff. Max
Hmm.
Payne Griffin will be like stiff once
Hmm.
Keenan Song is done with him. So I got Keenan Song KO probably early third round.
I've seen great improvements from Max Payne.
Yeah.
Great improvement. His striking has improved tremendously. However, he is going in there with a Chinaman. You know what I
Yep.
mean? One thing we know about the Chinese is they pay great attention to detail. Great attention to detail. Their government funds these
Mm-hmm.
special athletes. Not a whole lot of them,
That.
but the ones that they choose, they
Yeah.
fund them very well, and they put them through vigorous training. And understand that Mr. Song is going to be coming in there with excellent hands. I'm sure he's going to have dynamic kicks, but primarily he's going to have excellent boxing, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if Max Payne is for that kind of level of boxing. So I also will be going for Keenan Song to bring this one
Mm-hmm.
home, but I'm not sure if he's got the power to knock out Max Griffin. Yes, he can knock people out. I see that he's got knockout, knockout, knockout.
Right.
But is he going to be able to knock out Max Griffin? This is to be
All
answered.
right.
So I see him winning by unanimous decision. He will win all the
Okay.
rounds. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to knock out Max though. But we'll
Okay,
see.
I like it.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's respect. I like it. No worries. I got it.
We'll
I
see.
and I don't think you're wrong. I mean, that's another one. It's a coin toss, and
Hey,
either
but
way it
check it
goes.
out. Check it out. If Max Griffin gets knocked out cold in the second round, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Right, exactly. So
Because
like,
superior striking, yeah, always
no,
overshadows non-superior striking. So if
exactly.
that knockout comes, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, wouldn't be surprised at all. So we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
Now this one is actually really fun, right? Because we know both of these guys. I mean, not no, but we've got you know essentially Adrian Yanez, right? Who had that
Mhm.
KO
Mhm.
victory, head kick knockout of Victor
Mhm.
Rodriguez, not too long
Mhm.
ago
Mhm.
in October of last year. That was
Mhm.
Halloween night.
Mhm.
I mean, it
Mhm.
was a Halloween nightmare for Victor Rodriguez because
Yes.
he got head kick KO. Beat
Yes.
Black House MMA's Brady Huang back in the Dana White's
Mhm.
Contender Series. That happened in August of last
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
And that was a first
Yes.
round 39
Yes.
second KO. Got a win. Yes, I remember him.
Yes.
Yeah, he beat Kyle the Hoosier Estrada out of Saxon
Kyle Estrada.
at LFA. Yeah, absolutely. So I
Mhm.
know
Yep.
exactly who this is. I know exactly who this guy is.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
shout
Yep.
out 12-3 Adrian
Mhm.
Yanez. But he is going up against the former Combate Americas champion, Gustavo Lopez, 12-5. Now Gustavo,
Mhm.
he
Yes.
he had to face his friend, in a and beat his friend Anthony Burchank, as a way as of
Mhm.
a mea culpa for losing his promotional debut against Marab Daval.
Mhm.
Fuck that! I almost had it. Davalishishili or whatever the heck. Yeah, there you go. I'm going with that. Merab.
Mhm.
He lost to Merab, right? And I believe that was the. I want to say that was the. Yep, that was the tornado DDT. Merab took him down, and
Yep. Yep. I
basically,
remember that.
yeah, yep. And
Mhm.
I tagged Chavo Guerrero Jr. and yep, that got
Yep.
a
Yep.
that
And he
got a thumbs up
responded.
for the. Yep, that's the inventor of the tornado DDT. So there you go.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
I mean, come on, the fact that he put out his training partner, his main training partner, Anthony Burchank. And Anthony Burchank, for those who know, this is his second go in the UFC, right? So to have that killer instinct, to basically take out your friend and finish your friend, whoo, buddy, that's some killer instinct. But I mean, again, on the other side, Adrian Yanez has got some killer instinct himself. So what you got? I want to hear this.
Um, Adrian Yanez, very, very good fighter. We can call him a complete fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't come this far to not be called to not have earned the title of complete fighter. But he's
Mm-hmm.
going in there against Gustavo Lopez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gustavo Lopez also a complete fighter. The only
Mm-hmm.
difference here is Adrian Yanez is more striker than anything, and his
Yeah.
opponent Gustavo Lopez is more grappler than anything. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got the striker versus grappler style matchup. And I love striking, but in this particular case, I gotta go with Gustavo Lopez. Gustavo Lopez is a former what do you call
Combate America's champion.
Combate America champion. You know what I mean? He's tasted gold before. He knows how to handle himself as champion. And he's been in the UFC for what 3 fights now. So
Mm-hmm.
with this would be his third fight. So you know what I mean? 1-1 in the UFC, not a bad record. I remember that Mirab fight, that first one. He came in on very, very like maybe 6 days
Yep.
notice. So the guy is ready to go. You know what I mean? He killed his own homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Killed his own homie with the rear naked choke, took his life. So if he's gonna do that to his own homie, what's he gonna do to Adrian Yanez? You know what I mean? Adrian
Exactly.
Adrian has no chance. Adrian has no chance. So I'm going with Mr. Lopez to bring this one home. Submission in the third round. Gustavo Lopez.
You spoke my mind. You read my mind. That's exactly how I got it. And again, this is probably going to be the toughest test of Gustavo Lopez's career. Not to say
Yep.
that his championship win at Combate was less than that, but that was his toughest fight at the time. And up
Yes.
until then, and then after that, that Marab fight was his toughest, right? I mean,
Yes. Yes.
taxing his body in 6 days to make the weight and everything like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then be able to
Mm-hmm.
perform against a consummate wrestler of Marab. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Gustavo Lopez has the ability to walk, in the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's it. So, yeah, I got Gustavo third round submission.
I agree, my friend. I agree.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this one we're not going to talk too much about because I don't think I what I just said about not talking about the fight will probably be longer than the fight because we've got in the heavyweight division, we've got Tai Tuivasa, the Shui King, 11-3 out of Australia against two-time
Mm-hmm.
HRMMA the Hurricane, Harry Hunsucker,
Mm-hmm.
7-3. Again, a two-time champion of HRMMA out of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to HRMMA. I love their belts.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different. It looks big. Shout out to HRMMA for having some big ass belts because if you have a champion and a championship belt should be fitting of a champion, and that's one thing that you guys have
Mm-hmm.
done. So say shout out to HRMMA. Now, with that being said, Tai Tuivasa, if he takes longer than a minute to KO Harry Hunsucker, I'm surprised. Like, give that give Harry Hunsucker a $50,000 bonus for surviving because the amount of pressure that Tai Tuivasa is going to put on Mr. Hurricane, it's going to be pressure city, pressure damn city. So and obviously,
Yes.
Hunsucker's got some wins on the regional scene. Obviously, that's the reason why he's a two-time HR MMA champion. He's got a win over Jordan Mitchell by submission. He's got a KO
Mm-hmm.
over Corey Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Lost to Jared
Mm-hmm.
Vandera at Dana White's Contender Series, first round,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he's got
Mm-hmm.
for a heavyweight, I mean, he's got finishes in both submissions as well as KOs and strikes, TKOs and everything. Like he's pretty good, but he lost to Dantale Maes back at Hard Rock MMA, which is a pro am competition way back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Dantale Myers
Yes.
is obviously in the UFC now. I think he just fought not too long ago. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got Tai Tuivasa first round KO for sure, for sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now here's the deal. Here's the deal. One thing that we all know about Tai Tuivasa is it's very easy to game plan for him, because he's going to be doing one thing and one thing only, striking.
Punching your head off.
Not
Yeah.
only is he going to be striking, he's going to be striking primarily with his hands. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
every now and then he'll throw a kick, but primarily, you know what I mean? He's an island boy. Island boys, they like to do these right here. They like to throw these right here.
Mm-hmm.
They like to throw fair ones, as they say. Fair ones.
Facts.
So that's what I'm going to be expecting from Tai Tuivasa. Even though he spent a lot of time in Abu Dhabi training with them savages out there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
he's been getting his kicking game right. So we're going to see more of a kickboxer from him. However, his opponent, Harry Hunsucker, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Hunsucker, if he knows what's right for him coming into the UFC like this, do not try and strike with the man. You know what I mean? Make him
No.
think you're gonna strike with him. You know what I mean? And then when he brings that pressure that Adam Woods just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
hit him with that double leg, man. Hit him with that double leg. Hit him with that single leg. Take him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Shut down
Yep.
his momentum. Shut him down as a result. And
Yep.
eventually, by the third round, you get a submission, right?
Yeah.
But can he do it? Can he do it? Will he be able to do it? This is the question. right? To game plan for Tai Tuivasa is easy. To implement the game plan is a whole nother thing. So I am not
Yeah.
sure if Harry is ready to execute or do what it takes,
Yep.
Mr. Hurricane. I don't know if he's ready to do what it, and this is his first match in the UFC, So
Yeah.
I cannot bet. I cannot bet on the man that I do not know, despite his two titles that he has on his shoulders. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot bet on him. I'm going with Tai Tuivasa to initiate wrestling, hit him with that hip. When he tries to initiate that takedown, hit him with that hip, push him back a little bit, and serve
Yeah.
him up some more. The man, Harry, will do his best to try and implement the game plan, but I see him going out no later than the second round. He's
Yep.
going to sleep. He's going to sleep to these dogs.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you at all. That's what's gonna happen. And again, I think Harry Hunsucker will do something, especially in his, prowess that he's a finisher. He's a finisher. But I just think
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
the test of Taito Ivasa in his promotional debut, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. So,
And and
uh,
and number one in Kentucky versus 22 in the world,
mhm. Yeah, there's
right?
levels.
There's a
There's
big gap
levels.
there. There's a big gap there. So
There's levels.
Mr. Hunsucker is gonna have to come in there, and if it makes it to the third round, I do see Hunsucker winning. If
Oh yeah.
if it makes it to the third round,
Hey,
but I
if
do
it
not I
goes
do not
if
believe
it
it's gonna
goes
make it to the third round.
beyond round one, if it goes and Harry still has his head attached to his neck, then he's got a chance in winning. But if it ends in the first round, this is something that I don't even like. I can close my eyes, go to the bathroom, take a shit, and I know coming out after Taito Vasa would have his hand raised. Yeah. So
Somebody's sleeping.
yeah, I'm just saying, So if Harry Hunsucker was having some sleep apnea problems or whatever, he won't at all. He'll go fast asleep once Taito Vasa's big old ham hocks hits him in the chin. I'm just saying, lights out, lights out. But you know
All
what?
day.
We're not lights out. Well, we're closer to lights out because we are at the co-main events of the evening. We have Gregor Gillespie, the Gift, 13-1, wins over. Let's go. Yancy Medeiros, Vince Pichel, Jordan Rinaldi, Andrew Hollowbrook, Sydney Outlaw, right? And he's going up against the one, the only, Australia's own 9-1, Brad Quake Rydell. Rydell, 9-1, almost undefeated. He's a city kickboxing guy. So Eugene Berryman must have went on the dang plane back to Australia and came right back around, or he might have just stayed in Vegas, right? But one Rydell has wins over Alex De Silva, unanimous decision coming last year in September. But he's one of those like easy guys, right? His first win coming by way in the UFC, coming against Jamie Malarkey, which that's fun. His name is Malarkey, legit, right? But that was on the undercard of the Israel Adesanya Robbie Whitaker UFC 243 main card, right? And then he's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
His win over Alex De Silva was on the undercard of Israel against Paulo Costa, right? So just the
Mm-hmm.
UFC on ESPN plus 26 and this one with Gregor Gillespie are his only two UFC fights where he's not fighting on the undercard of his teammate. Okay, so I am actually going to go with one Gregor Gillespie. Um, yeah,
Yes.
Gregor Gillespie, he just, not to say that Brad Riddell doesn't work hard, but again, you submit Vince Pichel. Voodoo, you are one who trains at Peterson Grapplers with Vince Pichel, right? You know how tough it is and how tough Vince Michelle is on the ground. So to score a second round arm triangle choke, that's crazy. To KO, to ground and
Yes.
pound KO Yancy Medeiros, he trains with the great Max Bless Holloway, right? And you beat Vince Michelle by submission, which is Michelle's bread and butter, right? And you beat Yancy Medeiros by not like KO, ground and pound. Damn, damn son, damn son. That's what I got. So I'm gonna go. It doesn't even matter. It's gonna be Gregor Gillespie. He's gonna. I mean, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be fireworks. You're gonna think it's 4th of July in your brain because at least in Brad Riddell's brain, he's gonna think it's 4th of July because all sorts of fireworks and bells and whistles are gonna go off, and he's gonna know what the fuck to do with himself. So I got.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how it happens because Gregor Gillespie could finish it KO, standing, ground and pound, submission. He can do it all. So it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how it happens. Gregor Gillespie for the win.
Mm-hmm. I Gillespie. Kevin Lee strung together a nice sequence of combination that
Mm-hmm.
landed the left high to his jaw and mouth. He threw a 1-2 left high. He
Yep.
blinded him with the 1 and the 2, and then
Yep.
the left high. By the time he was in a switch I believe. Yeah, his right leg was up. So by the time he saw the kick, it was already making contact, and he was going unconscious. He's being separated from consciousness. Now, this happened back in 2019. He's been gone since. Guess what he's been working on?
That's striking.
Guess what he's been working on? He's been working on potential head kicks from all angles. North, south, east, west, south, east, whatever. Man was
Here, there, everywhere.
he was perfect, right? He was perfect until Kevin Lee messed that up. Now understand that
Mm-hmm.
he loves to go fishing. And to go fishing, he needs that win bonus. And to
Yep.
get that win bonus, he needs to take out Brad Riddle. I see Brad Riddle going out to an arm triangle. He's gonna be sooner or later. He's gonna run the first round, but the second round he's gonna get caught. And once he gets caught, he's gonna be on the ground. He's gonna get mounted. He's gonna get grounded and pounded until the referee comes and stop him. And if
Yep.
he's able to withstand the ground and pound, he will go out to the arm triangle. Either way, he will be stopped in the second round.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's it. Team Gillespie. Team Gillespie. Which this is going to be a breakout
Yeah.
performance for Gregor Gillespie. Not to say that his other wins weren't, but again, this I hope this moves him into the top 15. He's sitting currently at number 18, even though Brad Riddell is number 31. Is some separation in between, but I think over this win, you move the Gregor Gillespie into the top 15. Like especially if he finishes in the way that I think he will. There's
Yeah.
yeah, no
I
disputation
mean, he was on his way into the top 10, top
before Kevin
8,
Lee.
top 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
until when he ran into Kevin Lee. I mean, he had the perfect portfolio. He had the perfect portfolio.
yeah,
He was undefeated, 11-0, and then he ran into Kevin Lee's left foot, and
yeah,
and that kind of derailed him a bit, you know.
yeah.
But once he beat this guy, he's gonna let the UFC know, hey man, I'm back. You know what I mean?
He's
I'm back
back.
to my winning, not only my winning ways, my finishing ways. I'm back to my
Mhm.
finishing ways. Once they see that, they're gonna give him a top 15 opponent. If he beats someone in the low 10 and 15 to 15, they're gonna give him a top 5 immediately. And then if he does
Yeah,
that, he's in the mix. He's in the mix. He's
yeah,
got the look. He's got the tattoos. He talks really
yeah.
well on the microphone.
Yes, he
You,
does.
you can put money behind a guy like this. You know what I mean? And he's got the right shade, so it's all gravy. He will be getting pushed, most definitely. You damn right.
well, well, going from a different shade, we have the main event of the evening. We have Derek Brunson, 21-7 for Derek Brunson, right? And he's going up against Kevin the Trailblazer Holland, 21-5. This is the number 8 ranked middleweight in the world against the number 10. I got Kevin Holland. I just do. And again, like I said, with at the beginning of the show, Jesse Velasquez sent me the deal about him talking shit in between rounds, and if you thought the Diaz brothers talked shit, man, and it wasn't even like talk. He's just talking, just like how Benson Henderson had the toothpick in his mouth. He just did it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just
Mm-hmm.
did it. Kevin Holland just does it. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
talked to like, dude, it's so crazy. He talked to Jacare, right? He talked to Jacare Souza, one of the sport's greatest, former Strikeforce champion, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt world champion, like many times over, right?
Mm-hmm.
But literally, he told Jacare, like, I've dreamed about this since I was a teenager. And then fucking up punches him, just punches him. Like, damn, dude. Like, there's something. I mean, Conor McGregor called himself Mystic Mac, but there's something mystical about Kevin Holland, man. There's just like I was saying
Mm-hmm.
about like
I
Amanda
agree.
Nunes. You just love her. Like, she's got this quality, right? That you just love. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost childlike.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just love them. Kevin Holland, it's the same
Mm-hmm.
way. Like there's an
Mm-hmm.
innocence to him. It's almost like
Mm-hmm.
my wife and I have been talking about like the Punky Brewster, the reboot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's just serious enough, but just like rammed with like sugar and glucose and everything like that to keep it sweet, And it's
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Kevin Holland is. That's what Amanda Nunes is. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but Kevin Holland is going to finish one Derek Brunson, and nothing against Derek Brunson. I just think his time has come. He's a phenomenal athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's almost like he reminds me of Owen St. Preux. That's when they fought. It was just like this is almost like a mirror match, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I just know, I just know that man, whatever Kevin Holland has, Derek Brunson does not. I mean, he has good wrestling. That don't get me wrong. Derek Brunson has some good wrestling, but Jacare, he knocked out Jacare, right? So what the hell do you think you're gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
really, really,
Yeah.
And he's got into some wars. He got KO'd by Izzy, right? In Derek Brunson, right? He
Mm-hmm.
and it's been unanimous decision except for Edmund Shabazian, and a lot of people would say, I mean, since August of 2020, have we even seen Edmund Shabazian, the Golden Boy?
Mm-mm.
Right.
He's
So
in the lab.
he is in the. I'm not. Again, this is no bit of disrespect, but it was so earth shattering that we haven't seen him in all this time, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yep.
you you KO'd
Hey,
that
hey,
guy.
Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson put the kid in his place. That's what he
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
He put Shabazian, the kid, in his place. Like, kid, sit here real quick and let the old grown folks do this business. Why don't you
yep,
sit there and grow a little bit more? Sit there and
absolutely.
grow a little bit more and let grown folks work. That's what that
Yep,
was.
yeah,
But this
absolutely.
particular matchup right here, Derek Brunson, I saw one of those media things, talking
Yeah,
to the reporters, and he's got the right idea. He's got the right idea. He said that I am not going to engage in the back and forth with Kevin Holland because that's where Kevin Holland gets his momentum from. I'm not going
hmm
to engage or make it personal. I'm just going to go in there and do what I do, right? Which is fantastic. This is great. This is great. It's a great realization for him to understand that because he made that mistake with Izzy and Izzy capitalized on them.
yep.
Kevin Holland is the same type of individual as Izzy, right? So now this main event is pretty much the old versus the
Versus
new.
the new.
You've
Yep.
got in Derek Brunson, you've got flow state. If he initiates that wrestling, that one thing that he does really well, look at Shabazian. If he initiates that one thing that he does really well, he's gonna jack you up, right? He can enter a flow state easily, easily. But then
Yeah.
there's that next level, man. There's that next level. There's that next level. These kids that are growing up in the gyms, you know, they're learning everything. They're putting it all
Exactly.
together. Five or more arts. They're putting it together and they're becoming the likes of
Mhm.
Kevin Holland. Not
Yeah.
only can Kevin Holland grapple, he can submit you. Not only can he submit you, he can finish you with a kick. Not only can he finish you with a kick, he can finish you with his hands. He's got elbows, he's got knees, he's got many weapons. This plethora of weapons allows him to transcend flow state and enter into free flow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can do this. Not a lot of people can do this. This is why I, as well, I'm going with Kevin Holland to win this match. He will win this match in the fourth round. He will stop Derek Brunson in the
Yeah.
fourth round.
Yeah.
He will stop him in the fourth round. His takedown defense is good enough to rival Derek Brunson. And once Derek Brunson sees that, oh, I can get this guy down, I mean, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. No
No.
need. Just stay on the outside and pick them apart. It'll take about 4 rounds to pick them apart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 3 rounds to pick them apart. The fourth one to assassinate him.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. If Kevin Holland can follow the blueprint that Izzy Adesanya already left, it's very simple. You know what I mean? You just got to do 1 or 2 things better than Derek Brunson, and it's over with. This is why it's going to take to the fourth round, right? Pick them apart, stick and move, stick and move. You know what I mean? He's going to rush you and try and take you down. Have those knees ready for him. Have the
Hmm.
knees ready for him, right? I mean, he's a good wrestler, but he doesn't always wrestle properly. He doesn't
No.
always initiate proper takedown. Like
Exactly.
shooting, like you can't lead with your head. You know what I mean? He
No.
does that a lot, which is why Izzy was able to drop those knees on him. You know what I mean? I'm sure
Yeah.
Holland's got the uppercuts ready for him. The knees are ready. The
Yeah.
flying knees are ready. Everything is ready. You know what I mean? Kevin Holland can do these things, and
Yeah.
he's young. This is why I'm picking Kevin Holland to win by knockout in the fourth.
Yeah. There you go. I like it. I like it. I just know Kevin Holland's gonna win. I actually said first round KO when I picked him in the my picks thingy, but it could go anyway. I doesn't matter. It's just KO. Yeah, KO Holland. Doesn't matter where it happens. It could happen in the fifth.
I
It could happen
agree.
in the first. He's just got that unpredictable quality about him, you know. So there you go. Now, before we go, just a couple because I was just seeing the ticker go across. So two big developments. So Leon Edwards is going to make a quick turnaround, and he's about to face one former interim UFC champion, Colby Chaos Covington. What do you think about that?
I love that.
I do too.
Chaos finally got paid. He was sitting out. He was sitting out waiting for his money. They finally paid him, and now we're gonna see the fight that we've been with. Hey man, we will not break it down today. We will not break it down today, but I'm so happy for Leon Edwards that he
Yeah,
finally got a top 3 opponent. You know what I mean? He's
yeah,
been waiting for this for damn near 3 years. Now it's here, and he's got what he wants. I mean, let's be real. Bilal Muhammad, I love you. I love you, Bilal Muhammad. Remember my name? I will always remember your name. But you would
yeah,
get pieced up. I gotta be
yeah,
honest. Until that, I mean, the hand that poked you in the eye was actually a decoy, which you ran dead into
hmm,
as he was blasting you with a shin to the liver. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He was on his way to finishing you anyway. I saw Bilal
Anyway,
Muhammad being finished no later than
yep,
the fourth round. The
yeah,
speed difference was too much. The
hmm,
speed difference, the reach advantage, the power difference, everything was too much. You know, Bilal was on his way to getting his nose broken. I predicted a broken nose, but it didn't make it that far. It was a broken eyeball. But, you know, it wasn't
yeah,
going to happen for Bilal Muhammad. So for the UFC to go ahead and skip Bilal Muhammad and go to Kobe Covington, Chaos, this is the
yeah,
right move to make because Leon Edwards is a top 2 type individual.
Mhm.
He's proven that. He's proven
Yeah.
that. People will say, I was talking to some dude on. He made some comment that Wonder Boy should get the title. I'm like, Wonder Boy already had 2 title shots.
Yeah.
Kobe, 2 title shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm good on
What's his
that.
name? Leon is on the 8-5 win streak, but he was like, but he didn't beat anyone. What do you mean he didn't beat anyone? He's beating people in the UFC, man.
Yeah.
He's beating people in the UFC, and he's on an 8-5 win streak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he's never had a title shot. It only makes
Yeah.
sense that he gets that title shot. So,
Exactly.
I'm very happy. If he beats Kobe, he gets the immediate title shot. That's what I
Yeah.
see in his future. And if Kobe beats him, Kobe gets next in line. This is for the number 1 contendership.
Yeah.
This fight is for the number 1 contendership. I believe Kobe Covington is number 1 right now, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. I hope not. I hope not, but you might be right. You might be right. I wouldn't.
I don't
Yeah.
believe Masvidal is number 1, even though he was wait, was he the last person?
Yeah.
No.
This that's a
Who was
money
the
grab.
person
That's
that just
like
got beat recently?
Masvidal
Who just lost
and
recently to the champ? Oh, who was that? Who just lost recently to the champ?
oh god,
Those fights aren't
Usman.
even that exciting. We don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a one-sided ass kicking. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns.
Burns. Yeah, yeah. Doesn't
Burns.
matter.
Yeah. So nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Now, if Bilal Muhammad feels he's about it, why don't you call out Gilbert Burns now that you've lost the Leon Edwards fight? Call out Gilbert Burns is ready to come back. If you ready, if
Yeah.
you about it, call out Gilbert Burns and see what's happening. If you can get back in there with Gilbert Burns, he'll keep you up there in the top 5. If you beat him, you stay in the top 5. If you don't, then you're not ready for the top 5.
You're
So
right.
I appreciate you. I want great things for you. You know what I mean? Keep at it, and you'll make it there. You know what I mean? You just got to keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? Maybe your time is not right now. Okay. But I'm looking forward to this particular matchup: Covington versus Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah. Rocky Edwards. Now, in some big news, and this was reported by MMA Junkie, but Dana White declares that Khabib Nurmagomedov is officially retired, and Dana White is no longer pursuing him to return. Now, obviously,
Okay.
we saw the Khabib's post a couple days back, or if not yesterday, about him meeting with Lorenzo Fertitta. And it
Mm-hmm.
was a long since rumor that Lorenzo Fertitta was essentially, he was the person who glossed over, like softened, some of the stuff that Dana White would say. He was the peacemaker, right? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people thought and speculated that that was officially getting Habib to unretire and step
Mm-hmm.
back into the cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's the complete opposite. So he's officially retired. So that
Hey, look,
the
man. Look. Let me tell you something. I don't hate Khabib. Let me
no,
just say that. I do not hate Khabib. I do not hate Khabib at all. Khabib is an outlier. He's an outlier. But unfortunately, he is not good for the sport. He's a very good wrestler, but he isn't good for mixed martial arts,
yeah,
right? He's so good at that one thing that he does that he beats everyone.
right,
But that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm happy that he's gone, actually. I love
yeah,
Khabib on the mic, though. Don't get me wrong. I love that camaraderie. I love that baggage. I love that he drops his English so they can understand. I would love to see him on together on the show. We all together. They're gone now. We can demons of people who are the different tools to overcome. I mean, Khabib is an outlier. Khabib is an outlier, but he is no free flower. He is only a flow state. He doesn't get past the flow state because he's only good at one thing. His striking sucks. His kicking is non-existent. I've never seen him throw elbows, only when it's grounding and pounding. No dynamic striking is pretty much what I'm getting at. And if you're not a dynamic striker in this day and age, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. The sport has changed so much from 20 years ago where it's still 20. He's so 20 years here, and get mojo. You know, I'm not dying striker. I just see that. Right? This want to call because I don't. There's I don't flat dynamic striking. Let's just put it as I want to see dynamic. They are able to send and make free. I'm looking future. Let's go. This is what I want to see. Now bring that belt back. Put that belt on the line. Put that belt on the line. Who's ready? Who's ready for that title? Who's ready for the vacant
Definitely
title?
Poirier.
Who are
Poirier,
the candidates for the vacant title?
It's
Bronx,
Poirier
huh?
and whoever else, right?
And Bronx. Bronx
Yeah.
should be the one.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Dustin wanted to come and get it. But if I was
Yeah.
Dustin, I would go for that title right now. I would go for
Yeah.
Conor McGregor too, because that's where the bread and butter is. Go for Conor McGregor too. When you beat Conor, if you beat Conor, then you say, hey, where's my title? And it will sell because he's going to be coming from the momentum of beating Conor McGregor. If he demands that title, they will give him that title. There is no one bigger than Conor McGregor in the sport. No one.
Yeah.
But you got to beat him. You got to beat him. He's got to beat Conor. If he beats Conor and he demands the title, they will give him that title shot.
But he's already beat Conor.
This year. Huh?
But he's already beat Conor.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Let's get that trilogy right now. Get paid now. Get paid now, and then move on to the title. Look, if he wins the title, he's not going to get paid as much as he's going to get paid fighting Conor. It's a fact.
So how about this scenario? He beats what's his face?
Bronx?
He beats Bronx, right?
I don't see it happening.
Okay, so wow, really?
I don't see it happening. Why think about it? Why didn't he take a fight against Bronx? Bronx is not that little guy from before. Bronx is a big man now. He's grown. He's filled into his frame, and he's a height advantage, and he can strike now, and he can kick. But most importantly, he's stronger. So when he clamps onto you and he takes you to the ground, you're not getting back up. He will finish you. And he's got that length. You know what I mean? He will finish Dustin on the ground no later than the second or third round. And that's a fact. That's a fact. If that fight happens, I'm picking Bronx to win that fight no later than the third round. Submission. Okay. Guaranteed stoppage. Guaranteed stoppage. Wow. This is Bronx we're talking about. It's just so unfortunate that Bronx never took the time to learn English. Otherwise, he is the main one in that division right now that should be running the show. Outside of Khabib, Bronx is the one. There's no one else. Bronx is the one right now.
I like it. Oh, so Voodoo, where can they find you, good sir, on social media?
YouTube, Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Voodoo Maximus. Let's go.
Let's go. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the Voodoo in the Woods podcast on YouTube and the Facebook, the Book of Faces and the Tube of Views. Right? And if you are so kind, you want to go ahead and check me out, according to Woods, literally on everything that Voodoo said, according to Woods, just put it in the Google machine. You'll see this guy, Face for Radio, that's doing the TV. Video killed the radio star. That's this guy. Not the Buggles, just me, right? And you can check that out. But definitely, you want to check us out right back here on Sunday for the UFC Vegas 22 post-show a la Voodoo in the Woods. So you guys be good. Peace, love, chicken grease. We is out.